everybody, and welcome back to another video here on Loud and Proud. I do want to say welcome everyone who is stopping in here for the first time. Welcome everybody who's returning. Really do appreciate all the support. Every one of you guys are highly appreciated. Really making a dream come true for me every time you guys come back and watch these videos and show me that you guys actually enjoy them and you're looking forward to them day after day. Here's a problem that I've had with this truck, and we actually have with the new build, which I will try to get you guys a little look at here today yet, is the low idle. These trucks idle, some of them, they idle a little bit too low, and basically what that does is, basically if you're at idle speeds rolling down the road or down a driveway, let's say, and you pump, which you really don't need to, it's just once in a while you're feeling like, hey, I want to horse on my truck a little bit, make it puff a little smoke, yada yada. Not necessarily the best thing, but anyways, sometimes if you're rolling at like idle speeds and your idle's low and you pump the throttle really hard and you let off, as soon as that fuel supply cuts back, it basically, the idle comes down too low and then it kills the engine. Not the healthiest thing in the world. So basically, let me show you what my truck's idle speed is at right now. It sits maybe a little bit over 500. By the way, every single product that you see on my truck that you may like, want to know more about, want to see, check out for yourself the pricing. Maybe you guys are looking in for mods for your trucks as well. And let's get these lights kicked on here. Anyways, every modification that I have done to my truck, whether it be the gauges, you know, my head unit, my speakers and my doors, my mirrors, my, you know, tires, my wheels, my front bumper, my rear bumper, my number 0 fuel plate. There are links to every product that I have on this truck in the description below. It's broken down into the, you know, the model, the year, all that different stuff, and every mod is underneath in a list with a link to those products to give you actually some of the best deals on those products. So just thought I would mention that for all the trucks, there's going to be a mod list down there for you guys to check out. Let's get the truck started up. That's about where it sits. Some days I'll come out here when it sits a day or 2, 3, and I'll start it up and see that the idle's really low. It's usually lower than that, and it like idles at like 500 RPM, and basically it almost sounds like it's running but it wants to stall. I mean, not that bad, it's not that drastic, but you know what I mean. Like, it's just a low idle. They just run a lot different at low idle, obviously, compared when, let's say, here, and you're running at 1000 RPM. I don't know if you can hear the difference in the cab, but idle's a lot different. It just sounds different. It sounds smoother, sounds better. I do want to idling probably in between the line for 1000 and that one right there, which might be closer to like 650-ish, somewhere in there. I'm not entirely sure, so don't quote me on that. I just think my idle needs bumped up a little bit, and also on the new build that we picked up, the new 9612 valve, that idle needs to be bumped up a little bit as well. I'm just going to be getting back there here in a bit, kind of show you around that truck, those of you who haven't seen it, just a little glimpse around it, and then try to get to this project here and see if we can get this idle bumped up. For example, when I put the truck in drive, it drops even lower. So it drops down to about 500, and you hear the truck immediately. Listen to this. Idle jumps up to that 650, drive, drops automatically. Now, I'm assuming it's supposed to drop, but given that it's such a low idle, when it drops, when you shift into drive, it's like too low. It's too low for my liking. So like the thing, like typically the thing rolls at like, I don't know, 2-3 miles an hour. You know, just rolling like this. The first gen's idle is set at about 850-ish, not quite 900, but about 850, real close to 900, and that thing rolls like 15 miles an hour at idle. So it runs a lot different, but it also sounds a lot better at the idle speed that it's at, and it also never stalls. If, let's say, you're rolling at this speed and I punch my throttle real quick and let off instantly, the truck would probably stall out, which is not a good thing. So we want to get that taken care of, and we want the truck to be running properly for sure. We're gonna get to popping the hood here and showing you exactly what we're gonna be working on and where it's located. Now, a lot of you may already know where this little couple 10mm nuts are located. However, for those of you who might not know, I'm going to try to let you know the best way that I can. Basically, what you have here is your throttle linkage right there, and basically you're gonna follow that back all the way behind the solenoid, fuel shut-off solenoid, which is this right here, this little cylinder. You might be able to reach your hand down in right there directly over top, but when you're down in here you can't really see anything, so that's the only problem, the issue. But you see that lever down there, this lever right here, but if you can see that lever, you're gonna follow that back, and there's gonna be, I think, 2 10mm nut heads right there, And basically you turn it left, which would be towards you, to increase your throttle, and you turn it right to decrease the throttle. And all it really does is it adjusts your throttle position. So your linkage position is going to be a little bit different to either allow it to idle a little bit higher or idle lower. In my case, I want it to idle a little higher. First gen idles, right, like I said, right around 900 RPM. This truck in drive idles at like 500, so it's not like the ideal RPM I'd like to have it running at. So I'm going to try to increase that, and I'll definitely let you know how that goes and see if I notice a difference. Well, right now I just made my adjustments. I'm gonna adjust it down a little bit more, but right now the truck fired up instantly on a dime, like just like the first gen. You just touch the key and it fired off. Like it's never done that before, unless you obviously give it throttle ahead of time. And right there it sits at 1,000 RPM, just a hair over actually, but I want to back it down to where it's just below that 1,000 mark. Take just a moment to look around. Got the old 7.3 there, the new truck. And I may have got the idle down right this time. I had it set at about 1,000, and then I just turned it back clockwise about a 3/4 rotation to lower the idle just a little bit. I like the way it starts up at, when it's set at 1,000 though. It starts up just like the first gen. Guys, I might just leave it right there. Basically on 1,000 RPM, but just a hair below it. I love the way the thing freaking starts up when it idles at that spot. Like my truck, everybody knows that my truck, when I would turn it on normally, you would just hear, and then it starts like the starter has to run for a little bit, almost like it's trying to get fuel. But when it's set at 1,000 like this, it starts up just like the first gen, and that first gen starts up like a dream. So I guess I could adjust it just a little bit lower, just for the sake of trying to perfect it. Boys and girls, let's see if this is going to be the last test for the idle. It was sitting just below 1,000 RPMs, and I want it below 1,000, but I want it really close to. So basically in between 750 and 1,000, somewhere within that, within those two hairs there. Basically in between that guy right there that I'm covering up, and then the 1,000. Want it right in between there is what I'm hoping. I'm not gonna mess with it anymore. I'm happy if it's just below 1,000. It's not a big deal. We are getting into the fall here. The days are getting a lot cooler. If you look at the headlights there. Anyways, guys, the days are getting a lot cooler here, fall setting in. When it gets to, since I don't have on my steering wheel the way to just set and then increase the idle when it's sitting out. Basically, when it gets cold out here, I'm gonna want it idling at about 1,000 anyways, and it's not quite 1,000, but it's like at 980 right now is what it's idling at, which isn't a big deal to me. I don't know if it's a problem. Like if it's a problem, definitely let me know so I can go back and change it. Oh, the barn light kicked on. But I don't see how that could be like a huge issue with it idling at 980, which is about what it's at. So especially getting into the fall here, I'm gonna want the idle up a little bit anyways. It's starting to get colder out. So I did not get to work on the new truck today. When I say new truck, old truck, new truck. But I'll give you guys another good look at that over here as well. Here's the new truck, those of you who are stopping in. My dad has the 1992 first gen. That's my second gen right there, looking like a beast. My dad's got his 2013 KingRanch F350 with the 6.7 Powerstroke. And he's also got, is that all he has? Let's see, KingRanch 92, no, in the 7.3, sorry. It's bad when you're trying to keep track. He's obviously out trucking me right now. He's got 4 trucks and I'm on my one, my second truck, but my first diesel. So I'm looking to get another one soon here. Just right now, just isn't the best time because I'm saving to move. And if I buy a truck here in Indiana, when I move to Ohio, then I have to transport the thing. So I'd rather just buy it local where I move and not here. So anyways, but here's a look at the truck. Lots of stuff needs done to it. I'll get into detail on that in a different video. Some guy told me that the reason, which is why I did this, he said that, the reason your truck stalls when you're at idle speeds, it was at like 550, and then you pump the throttle really hard and then you let off, your truck's stalling out because it's not getting enough fuel. So when you back off your throttle instantly, the RPMs drop so fast that basically it takes away all that fuel really quick, and it idles so low that it just kind of stalls out on you. If it's not getting enough fuel, it's not going to stay running. It's just how it is. One more thing I thought I should mention to you guys, because I kind of left the video on basically my truck idles at, you know, 980. Basically, when you're in drive or reverse, the idle is not like 900. It actually is like 800-ish, 800, 850. It rolls at about 10 miles an hour, which is what the first gen rolled at. So I'm not too worried about it. That's what the first gen does. And then yeah, when you set it down for idle, it idles at basically 1,000 when you're in park. But when you're in gear, drive or reverse, or any of the others, you know, obviously besides neutral, it sits at about 800. So that's not too bad. It's not terrible. So I'm going to go here for the night, but I just wanted to let you guys know that if you guys see anything on any of the trucks that you like, or you would like to order, or you just want to see the prices on what I paid for it, the gauges, the head unit, the speakers in my door, my exhaust tip, my wheels, my tires, my tail lights, my third brake light, my tow mirrors, my leveling kit, my strut towers, fuel tank straps, headlights, tons of links down there, modification links broken up into the truck, the year and model and all that stuff. And then there's a list of mods that were done, and every product that we were able to get a link for to help you guys out with finding it, we did leave a link there for you guys. Pretty much everything's on Amazon. That is going to put a wrap on this video. If you guys have not yet, please leave a like on the video. Definitely leave your comments below. If you guys have not yet, please join the family, growing every single day, and I would love to have you guys joining on that journey. Lots of new stuff coming to the channel in terms of trucks, builds, lots of stuff, horsepower mods, body work, tons of stuff coming up. So I would not want anybody to miss anything. So please subscribe, join the family. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.
What I love, going day to day, but I know it takes time and I'm patiently waiting. Sometimes I contemplate, cause one day you feel so close and the next is out of sight. But I know I gotta hold on tight to go back to just going out every night. Like if I'm about to let it go now, I can live alright, live a normal life, doing 9 to 5. But I know I'm more than that. I gained this skill, wasn't born with that. At the end of the life, it's a memory.